So it is Women Power Wednesday, and I've got my special guest in here with me today, Kenya Scott. Yes.
Hey,
Hey, Kenya, entrepreneur, icon, doing her thing in the city of Cleveland.
Thank you so
and
much.
You look really cute coming in here with your Mogul Brown sweatshirt on.
Thank you.
And your hair.
My
Cute.
hair is Power Collection. I
Hey,
love it.
now.
I love it.
Come
I love
on,
it.
Power hair,
Come on,
you
Power
know.
hair. I love it.
But we're going to start from the beginning with you because, you are a woman who has been doing major things in the city for a while now. You are not new to this entrepreneur thing.
No.
And you actually come from a family of entrepreneurs, women who have been doing things in the city of Cleveland. And your grandmother happens to be Vel Scott. If y'all remember Vel's on the Circle, your mother, Ava Scott, has always been a business owner. So tell us
Absolutely.
more about how, it's kind of in your blood.
It's in my blood. That's all I know. My grandparents had Vels on the Circle, like you said. My mom had a travel agency in University Circle when I was growing up called Scott Custom Travel. So they were always looking at me like, I dare you to go work a job, right? And it took me some years to get it together. And when I finally hit my entrepreneurial bug, it was the best thing I've ever done. I started off doing hair and opened up a couple salons, and now we're doing the Mogul Brow and the salon, and
So it's a lot. We got a lot going
A
on.
lot.
But I like that there's been just improvements along the way. It's kind of
Absolutely.
because there's so much in the cosmetology field, in the realm of cosmetology and beauty care. You have hair, you have the brows, lashes.
Right.
It's so much. So I need you to educate me, and I'm sure a lot of other folks, because there's a lot of new stuff that we don't know about, like this new thing with the microblading.
microblading.
So that is what Mogul Brow is,
That
right?
is the Mogul Brow, microblading
Okay.
and micro shading.
Okay, so break this down. What is the difference?
Sure. So the big difference, and a lot of people don't know, when microblading came out, or it's been out for a while, but when it just hit the mainstream and became this big, huge thing the last couple of years, everybody jumped on microblading. But a lot of people don't know that microblading is not the best thing for people of color, not even just African American, but Arabic. If you have color in your skin, a lot of melanin or oily skin, microblading is not the best for you because the strokes will blow out under the skin and they won't be crisp and clean, which is why you usually don't see a lot of after pictures on Instagram. It's usually right on the table, but 3 or 4 months down the line, you can't find those pictures. Micro shading is what is best for oily skin with a lot of melanin, women of color.
Okay, and the micro shading, so this creates basically an eyebrow.
This is a semi-permanent eyebrow. It lasts 1 to 3 years if done correctly.
Okay, and so it's like a tattoo, in other words.
Similar to a tattoo, except the tattoo is permanent. Tattoo artists use ink. Microblading artists use pigment. And the FDA requires that pigment is diluted with water so that it is not a permanent technique. If it's permanent and you've had it done, you had it done incorrectly. It's not supposed to be as harsh as a tattoo. It's supposed to look natural.
Okay, so now with this being said, there are some, there's some guidelines that you have to follow because we might have seen it. I've seen it on social media, but I don't really quite understand a lot about it. So that's why I got you here to tell me.
Yes.
There are, certifications and things that you have to make sure you don't go to somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, which is one of the reasons why I opened up my microblading school, microblading and micro training school, because people just don't know where to go for the information and don't understand the guidelines. And I kept it in the heart of the community because you don't have to have a high school diploma to do it. You don't have to have a GED. There's no prerequisites. And this is a one-day certification that I offer. I have 3 days training and further options, but you only need my one-day certification. We are not controlled. One of the myths that are out there is that we are not controlled by the cosmetology board. This is not, if you do hair already or you do lashes already, then you're covered to do microblading. We are governed by the Board of Health. And that's because we are opening the skin. So anytime you're dealing with bodily fluids, you have to make sure that you're sanitary and you're in compliance and you have all the certifications needed. And I give you those.
Okay, so you are certified to give those certifications.
Absolutely.
Because you've been certified through the Board
There
of
you go.
Health.
Yes.
Got you. Okay. And so with that process, you can still get that in the one day, or is this something that takes a long period of time to do this?
Well, I think that a lot of classes out there now charge an arm and a leg because they're adding in things that you can do yourself. For instance, you have to have first aid, bloodborne pathogen, and CPR training. I offer a link after you've made your deposit where you can take those things at home and at your convenience. You just have to bring me proof that you passed it. So instead of charging you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 and spend 2 days teaching you first aid and CPR, you're coming to me for the day to learn the technique, learn the proper sanitation, learn how to dispose of your needles properly, and learn how to do an application that lasts. So I make it affordable.
That's interesting. Oh, go ahead. I
No,
didn't
no,
know
no,
it was
I'm
all of
sorry.
that to it. You just said CPR, blood pathogen.
Yeah, you cannot.
This is deep.
Having certification or just saying that you've been trained is not enough. You have to know what to do in case of a blood spill. You have to know what you need to do in case your implements or your furniture comes in contact with bodily fluids. You have to know how to dispose of your needles properly. You have to know if somebody goes in cardiac arrest on the table because you've opened their skin, what do you do? So it's not enough to just say, I've been trained in microblading. You have to have your bloodborne pathogen, your CPR, first aid training. Then you have to have proof that you've been trained by a licensed microblading artist. And then you have to apply to the Board of Health.
Okay, so it sounds like a lot, but I feel like you're able to condense it.
I am.
But it's good because now it's kind of educating us on what you need to be looking for if you are a person who is searching to get someone to do microblading or micro shading.
Absolutely.
Because it's easy to get, you look for somebody with the cheapest price, but they may not have all the, requirements.
I'm actually having a class this Sunday for a couple of people reached out to me in the city. They were trained by someone. The board rejected their training because the person they trained them was not licensed. So I'm recertifying them so that they can go ahead and now get their license through the board. And I offer that.
So even though you may have the training, is like I said, the additional steps that you have to take to get certified through the board are things that you would offer them.
Or if you're trained by someone who is not in a licensed facility, your training is not good. It's not valid.
Okay. Oh, all right. We're learning a lot today. I didn't know all of this. But at the end of the day, this is a field that you can go into. I like that, you're a person who offers somebody a field that can go. It can be additional income, or this is somewhere if you're coming straight out of high school, or just, a way to bring in extra cash for you if you don't have, like you said, a GED or a high school diploma or, a college degree. This is a way to make some good income. What is about around the income that you can make annually off of this?
I charge $400 for the service, and I just recently put up a sale for $250. So you could say the low end $200, the high end $400 in Cleveland for this procedure to have it done or to get it done. And it takes roughly about an hour and a half. So you do the math from that point. If you're doing 4 or 5 people a day, 5 days a week, you're not doing a little side hustle. This is now a career. You've opened a business. And I want people to know, especially in the inner city and in my city, Cleveland, you don't have to dedicate 18 months to cosmetology school. You don't have to have an associate's degree or a GED or a high school diploma. If you know how to follow my directions, that's literally the only prerequisite that you need. You don't have to know how to draw. You don't have to have any beauty industry background. And you are now certified to open your own business, to start your microblading career. And this isn't just a beauty trend. This is needed. You have people of color that are on chemotherapy, that have lost their hair, that don't have any eyebrows. You have people that suffer from alopecia. So this is a lucrative career. And it's taken off very fast.
That's good. This is dope to get this information, and also, like I said, it's opening doors for women, and not just women, but men as well if they want to get into it too, get into their entrepreneurial lane.
Yes, I have trained 2 men.
Okay, come on now, men.
Yes, and I
get
want more.
Yes. All right. So that's awesome. So, hey, a new field, y'all. Get into it. You better do your research and hit up Kenya. And so now what is it called? Your website and your
The website is hairmogul.com.
Okay.
My location is Hair Mogul on Lee Road, and the company is called The Mogul Brow.
The Mogul Brow. So if y'all, and on IG, how do we find you?
IG is at Hair Mogul.
At Hair Mogul.
HAIRMOGUL.
And all the information is on that page.
Yes, it is.
All right, now. Well, thank you, Kenya, for this information. I feel like I just went to school again, child.
Thank
I got
you,
some information.
Bijou, for having me. Thank you so
Of
much.
course. All right, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.